Hello all, welcome to my channel. The topic we are going to discuss today is about the ARTEMIS mission of NASA. Let us see what is the current issue that is there in the news. The second attempt to launch the Artemis 1 mission to the moon was scrubbed as well after leaks were detected in the world's most powerful rocket. So recently there was a second attempt to launch the Artemis 1 mission, but due to some leaks in the rocket, the mission has ended in failure. That is the current issue that is there in the news. Now let us see what is Artemis mission. ARTEMIS stands for Acceleration, Reconnection, Turbulence and Electrodynamics of Moon's Interaction with the Sun. I repeat, ARTEMIS stands for Acceleration, Reconnection, Turbulence and Electrodynamics of the Moon's Interaction with the Sun. It is NASA's next mission to the Moon. So, this mission, ARTEMIS, is carried out by NASA and it is a mission to the Moon. The objective of the mission is to measure what happens when sun's radiation hit our rocky moon where there is no magnetic field to protect it. So the basic objective of the Artemis 1, the Artemis mission, is to know what happens when the sun's radiation hit our moon surface when there is no magnetic field in the moon. That is the basic objective. Artemis. Now let us see where the name Artemis came from. According to Greek mythology, Artemis was the twin sister of Apollo and she is also the goddess of moon. That is how the name was given to this mission. Artemis is actually a big mission and it is divided into three parts: Artemis 1, Artemis 2 and Artemis 3. Among this, Artemis 1 is the mission that is currently undergoing and it has ended in a recent failure. Artemis 1 involves an uncrewed flight to test the Space Launch System and Orion spacecraft. So it is basically a test flight to check what happens as an effect of the mission. And it is also an uncrewed flight. There are no crew members in Artemis 1. Artemis 2 will be the first crewed flight test and is targeted for 2023. Artemis 2 has crew. That is, there are people or astronauts that are part of the crew in Artemis 2 and it is targeted for 2023. And Artemis 3 aims to land astronauts on the moon's south pole by 2024. The aim of Artemis 3 is to land astronauts on the moon's south pole in the year 2024. With the Artemis program, NASA aims to land humans on the moon by 2024. That is the major significance of Artemis program. With this program, NASA is aiming to land humans on the moon by 2024. And it also plans to land the first woman and the first person of color on the moon. NASA will establish an Artemis base camp on the surface and a gateway in the lunar orbit to aid the exploration by robots and astronauts. So, as a part of the Artemis mission, NASA is planning to establish an Artemis base camp on the surface and it is also planning to establish a gateway in the lunar orbit so that the robots and the astronauts can explore the surface of the moon. The gateway is a crucial component of NASA's sustainable lunar operations and will serve as a multi-purpose outpost orbiting the moon. So, the importance of the gateway is that it is very crucial for NASA's future lunar operations and it will also serve as a multi-purpose outpost that is orbiting the moon. Other space agencies are also involved in the Artemis program. They are the Canadian Space Agency, European Space Agency and the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency. These are the other space agencies that are helping with the Artemis program. The Canadian Space Agency has committed to providing advanced robotics for the gateway. The European Space Agency will provide the International Habitat and the Esprit module, which will deliver additional communication capabilities, among other things. The Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency plans to contribute habitation components and logistics supply. These are the ways the other agencies are contributing to the Artemis program. Now, let us see what are the scientific objectives of the Artemis mission. As we already discussed, one of the major objective of the mission is to land astronauts on the moon's south pole by 2024. Now let us look at the scientific objectives of the Artemis program. One of the major objectives is to find and use water and other critical resources needed for long-term exploration. So, it aims to find and use water and other critical mineral resources that are present in the moon so that we can explore it in the future. Investigate the moon's mysteries and learn more about our home planet and universe. So we will be trying to learn more about the mysteries of the moon, and by that process we will be able to learn more about our universe, its origin, and also about our home planet further. Now learn how to live and operate on the surface of another celestial body. So that is also a major aim. One of the major aims is to learn how to live and operate on the surface of another celestial body. So as we know, Moon is Earth's natural satellite and it is also a celestial body. So we will be able to learn how to live on another celestial body other than Earth. That is also a major significance which will help us in further missions when it comes to planets like Mars in the near future. To prove the technologies we need before sending astronauts on mission to Mars, which can take up to 3 years round trip. So this is also a test to prove that we have the technology to send people to planets like Mars, which are further away from the Earth when compared to the Moon. Now let us learn about NASA. NASA stands for National Aeronautics and Space Administration. I repeat, NASA stands for National Aeronautics and Space Administration. The NASA is an independent agency of the executive branch of the United States federal government, responsible for the civilian space program as well as aeronautics and aerospace research. So, NASA is an independent executive branch of the United States federal government, and its major responsibilities are to conduct civilian space program and as well as research in aeronautics. That is the major objective and the functions of NASA. It was established under the National Aeronautics and Space Act of 1958. NASA is established under the National Aeronautics and Space Act of 1958, and its headquarters is in Washington, D.C., USA. Now let us look at some of the other missions of NASA. First is Juno Mission. It is to determine how much water is in Jupiter's atmosphere. So Juno Mission is basically related to Jupiter. Next mission is New Horizon, the first mission to the Pluto system and the Kuiper belt. So New Horizon is related to Pluto system and the Kuiper belt. Next mission is Messenger, understanding Mercury, the smallest, densest and the least explored of the terrestrial planets. So Messenger mission is basically related to Mercury. You should remember that. Now another mission is Osiris Rex. Now let us expand it. Osiris Rex stands for Origins, Spectral Interpretation, Resource Identification, Security and Regolith Explorer. I repeat, Osiris Rex stands for Origins, Spectral Interpretation, Resource Identification, Security, Regolith Explorer. It is a NASA asteroid study and sample return mission. So Osiris Rex is basically related to studying about asteroid. The next mission is Voyager 1. It is a space probe launched by NASA on September 5, 1977. Part of the Voyager program to study the outer solar system. So Voyager mission was launched in 1977 and it is to study the outer solar system. The next mission is Voyager 2. It is also part of the Voyager program. Like the Voyager 1, Voyager 2 was designed to find and study the edge of our solar system. So Voyager 2 was, the aim of Voyager 2 was to study the edge of our solar system. Another mission is Parker Solar. Parker Solar is NASA's robotic spacecraft to probe the outer corona of the Sun. So the aim of Parker Solar mission is to study about the outer corona of the Sun. Another major mission is James Webb Telescope. It was launched recently and it is making a revolution in the space research, and it is very important when it comes to the exam perspective. You should actually learn more about James Webb Telescope. It is an international collaboration between NASA, European Space Agency and Canadian Space Agency. So James Webb Telescope is launched by the collaboration between NASA, European Space Agency and Canadian Space Agency. It is a space telescope which helps us to learn more about the planets, our galaxy and universe, etc. Next major mission is Kepler Space Telescope. NASA's Kepler Space Telescope aims to find planets that are outside the solar system, and they mainly focus on finding planets that are similar to Earth. So Kepler Space Telescope mainly deals with finding planets in other solar systems that are similar to Earth. Next is Hubble Telescope. It is launched by a collaboration between NASA and European Space Agency. Recently, James Webb Telescope replaced Hubble Telescope. Next is LIGO. LIGO stands for Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory. I repeat, LIGO stands for Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory. It is the world's largest gravitational wave observatory and a wonder of precision engineering. So LIGO is the world's largest gravitational wave observatory. You should note that. Another significant program is the DART program. DART stands for Double Asteroid Redirection Test. I repeat, DART stands for Double Asteroid Redirection Test. The DART is a planetary defense-driven test of the technologies for preventing an impact of Earth by a hazardous asteroid. So, suppose a big asteroid is heading towards Earth. Through this DART program, NASA is aiming to redirect the asteroid such that it will not impact on the Earth. That is the main aim of DART program. With this, we are ending our lecture. If you like this video, please do subscribe to the channel. Thank you.